I just have to keep going. I can see my dreams coming true. They're floating right above me, and I can almost taste them. I'm so close. I won't give up. I won't
What is going on, my peeps? Happy Sunday evening here on the Dre Sanchez YouTube channel. Welcome back to another flight, captains and spectators and enthusiasts and family people and just people in general. We are here today in Chicago O'Hare International Airport, and we are headed over to Denver with a bunch of packages. Better make sure and watch out for those porch pirates. Make sure they don't get your packages, because guess what? We're bringing something near to you in this UPS flight 318, flying here for the good old company of the United Parcel Service. Thanks everybody for checking in, and during this flight, hopefully we get it right. We are on the Vatsim network, and we are already filed with our air traffic control plan and are good to go. And as you can see here, if I share this rusty dusty Vatsim scope with you here, let's make it a little bigger here for you. You will see that ATC is scarce and sparse, and again, here we are O'Hare, and we are traveling all the way over here to the Denver airspace, which is over here. So there's KDEN right in this area right there. So no ATC observed this thus far. However, we don't know what we're ever going to get. Chief Sim Pilot, welcome aboard. Hello, sweetheart. My lovely wife says hello, who she's also a moderator. Chief Sim Pilot was able to help me out with some Discord stuff, so we're going to be trying that out on Discord today. We'll see how that works out. Still learning that. So anyway, let us get on and rolling in this Boeing 748 800 Foxtrot for freight. Now, we have already initialized some of the systems on board, so we've already got the plane fueled and all that good stuff, because you guys know how I like to do it. I like to get up and out of here. Now, it's a good thing and a bad thing that we don't have ATC, simply because we're going to have to vector ourselves to our first point. And essentially, we're taking off north, so we'll have to turn ourselves. So we'll have to figure out the best way to do that. So let me give you guys a snapshot really quick of where we are on the runway, so that you guys, or in the at the airport rather, so that you guys can get a better understanding of that. Okay, so here we are at the South Central cargo ramp area, and the winds are out of the north, so we can't use 10 right or 10 Charlie, so we're shooting for 10 left, more than enough runway to take off, and then we'll have to vector ourselves over to our first waypoint, so there's no big deal there. Essentially, we'll look at maybe the pattern here, and we'll just leave and do a base turn, and then we'll do a turn downwind in the opposite direction, and then go direct. Just kind of fly like a general pattern, but maybe we'll fly a little bit further out over certain areas, so that we make sure that we're clearing the field appropriately. And then again, like I said, we don't have any ATC, so this is pretty much the world we're going to live in. If you come here and look at the overall route, okay, if you look at the overall route, we probably will end up taking off again facing this general direction, because really pretty much runway 10 is probably going to be right at 100 degrees, close to 90, so still of a northeastern departure. So we'll probably come right over here over the water, then we'll just come back down here and then get direct to one of our points. It's kind of my planning here, unless ATC does jump on board, which I highly doubt it. So without further ado, let's not belabor this situation here, and let me just check my Vatsim scope and make sure I'm all in the right. And the only one on anywhere close is Indiana Center. So before we do anything else, let's come here and let me type in our Unicom frequency, and I don't know why I did 1228. It's 1228 for the Unicom frequency on Vatsim, and we'll switch that over. And let's see here. That looks good. Now we need to go ahead and put in our transponder code, so we're flying on the Vatsim network. So we're just going to type in 2200, which is a general IFR situation there. And now let's go ahead and we'll get the rest of this. We'll talk about all the rest of this, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and just run through some quick checklists before we start anything. So we're going to come right over here, and we will bring this right here into the checklist page. If I can ever get the button. There we go. It's a tricky guy there. So here we go on our pre-flight checklist. Okay, oxygen test at 100%. I didn't do that, but if we want to do the oxygen test here, it's right over here, and you just simply press that for the test. And if you heard that little hissing noise, that was the oxygen test. And looks like we test. Let's see, test at 100%. Usually it will check itself off when we've done it. So let's look here. Here's the 100%. So let's do that again. Let's just hold it there all the way. And it didn't check it off, but we're gonna check it off because we did do it. All right. So the way we check it off, you got to come down here. And again, it said we're not doing the oxygen test for whatever reason. Flight instruments, altimeter heading, okay, all that's going to be put in there. And again, now we'll be on the oxygen test. Let's do it one more time, and let's see if it does not give us a passing test. There we go. You guys see that? It was being temperamental. Now it's saying that we did it. We know we did it. All right, on to the next. That checklist is completed. Now we're going to go to the old MCP and make sure that's set up. We are going to just go ahead and climb up to flight level 4000, which is flight level 400. So we're going to put this all the way up unrestricted again, unless we get some ATC, and then I'll be programming in the runway heading. Let me see if I can make this go quicker. Let's see which one. There we go. Let's go this way. And let's do it again. Alright, making this thing go quicker. That way I don't get the arthritis of the finger, my peeps. Alright. There we are. Programmed in our target altitude, and then of course we are planning on 10 left. And let's get that runway heading, of course. And 10 left, runway heading is 93. So we're going to put a course heading of 93 in here. Then we'll get the altimeters, guys, and then we'll get the APU on, and then we'll start getting out of here. So we can just get to the pain, or the fun, I should say. All right, let's go ahead and turn our flight directors on, both sides. And we are taking off flaps 10, so in order for me to truly be comfortable with that, it's 245 on the flap limit. So that's good. We're going to make this bad boy go right up to about 215. About 220 there on the initial climb. Let's see. Alright, everything else there is looking good. Now I need to go ahead and get that ATIS. I'm not going to share it. I'm just going to update it here so we can get current temperature outside is 0 degrees still, and the altimeter is 3010. It is overcast and it's modified VFR, so we are still taking the correct runway. So let's get 3010 in there. Might help if I could see it. There we go. 3010. And let's go ahead here, and it put it into the standby for us. How kind of it. And let's see if it put it on here. So it did. Some of these real world aircraft that we fly here, you'll have to come do it individually. So one time I got kind of lazy and decided that I wasn't going to do it, and noticed that it was all off. Let's get this back on the initial ref. Thrust limits. Okay, outside takeoff. As you can see, we've already confirmed our V speeds. Everything is good to go. We need to make sure we have a trim of 7.8, so we'll have to double check that. But as far as I'm concerned, CDU pre-flight trim, we won't do that yet. This is the before start. So we need to get the APU on so that I can trim it up so that we're not making liars out of ourselves. So without that, folks, let's go ahead and jump up top here and do all of the fun stuff. All right, as you can see here, we have pretty much everything off here on the aircraft, and we are going to go ahead and get the APU up and going. So to simply do that, you're just going to turn this little switch up here to the right, and then of course we can come over here and observe the APU. And if we take it off the checklist, I believe, let me see, put it on the engine page, it'll show the APU. Maybe not the engine page. Hydraulics. Let's go with this electrical panel and see if that gives us a reading on the APU, which it doesn't. See, bus tie. Okay, here's APU. Okay, now it's starting to come up here, some duct pressure. So there is a little bit of information right here on the APU. And then, of course, you can see APU 1 here. We'll activate that once it's available. Alright, we should have the APU available now. Let's look up top, and we do. The APU generator 1 is what we're going to use. Now we can get rid of the ground power. And of course, now we can... well, actually, these are all auto here, so we don't even need to mess with those. But our main tanks, we do need to get these bad boys on. And boom, boom. I believe last time I needed to turn on these as well. It gave me a little message last time, so let's do that. Everything else here is in the auto stage, so now we are getting ready to, of course, turn on the beacon light, and we'll turn it on for both sectors here. Our nav light is on, and our logo light is on, and everything else is looking good here. Let's make sure our glare shield lights are all turned up, and da-da-da. Alright, now that our APU is on, here's our pack. Here's our engine bleed is already on, and isolation valves look to be in the open position. So again, everything here is super easy on the start. I'm just double checking we don't have anything else. Let's see, let's get all of these to auto, of course. Alright, on. Alright, it's been a minute since I've flown this plane, so I'm just double checking everything here. So at this time, guys, we can go ahead and go for our pushback. But first, before we do that, let's go ahead and, as promised, get those trims to 7.8. And now the trim that easily is to 7.8. Alright, let's go ahead and get this beast pushed back so that we can ride out of here. Alright, let's see. Better pushback. We need to go ahead and start that pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright. Tow is driving up, which is a good thing, of course. Again, we are headed from O'Hare to Denver. And we'll see how the day goes. Let's go outside and observe this fine fellow at work. Hopefully everything goes well. I have been noticing a little bit of stuttering in the sim today. I don't know if it's because it's the weather or it's this is a payware aircraft, and this isn't payware. This is just standard X-plane gateway scenery. So I think it's because of the weather, but we'll see how things go. We still have the chocks under there, of course. Let's make sure that parking brake is still up.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
And then when they connect, we got to go over and make sure that we get rid of the chocks, of course. So let's go to ground services and get rid of the GPU. Let's see, we're not going to remove the chocks just yet until they, I did forget to do that one time and didn't know what was going on. So we'll remove the chocks here in a minute, once they get all connected up. Again, everybody, welcome into the stream. We're getting ready to take off. Thanks for everyone's support as usual. Hopefully we have a pretty seamless flight. Taxiway that we're going to take today, while they're getting their thing
connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, now it's time to release that parking brake. So guys, let's come over here and remove these chocks. Let's see. Let's see if the chocks automatically remove themselves once I release this parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
There we go. Let's just make sure they did that. Okay, chocks did remove themselves. Alright, so we are getting that better pushback, literally. Excuse me. Alright. Then we'll get this on the taxi feature. So anyway, as I was saying, we are going to be taxiing. We got to leave this ramp. and essentially go left, because there is no other choice. So we're going to take that to Quebec, to Zulu, to runway 10 left. And I did observe some notes here, and I will share this with you guys. Here's some notes here to pay attention to. Boeing 748-800 operations not authorized on runways 9 right or 27 left, 9 left, 27 right, or 10 right or 28 left. So that limits us that, and then it gives, so you got to read these operational notes. We're also are not permitted on Alpha or B bridges. We're too heavy. And so here's some other notes that we have to pay attention to. Caution, be alert for a fire on this and these operational notes. So I did read this. I'm always not the best about reading those, but I did essentially read it this time. So 'cause I know we're flying a larger aircraft, and sometimes that makes a difference. All right. So we've got our heading set up to 93. We've got our Mach speed. We've got 40,000 feet plugged in there. We have altimeter set. So we'll engage that, and we'll do a flight level change once we leave. And we'll do heading mode as we leave. So we'll be selecting that there on the heading mode, of course, so that we could do our downwind turn. So essentially we'll do a turn to the left, to the north, and then a turn basically to the west. And this guy is like drunk or something. It always does something really funny. So this is always interesting. Oh my goodness. You guys see that? You see the problems we're having here? So let's just go ahead and I think the tug operator has been drinking a lot. So let's come here and stop the pushback. Let's see here. Stop pushback is what we're saying. Okie dokie. Hopefully he's gonna get it together this time. You know, that's why you don't do drugs and come to work. That's why you don't do drugs and come to work. So anyway, while he's doing that, let's go ahead and go back to our checklist page here and finish this here. So the MCP is all set up, so we're going to check that off. Takeoff speeds are in there. What do we got here? CDU pre-flight is completed, trims are set up, and the taxi takeoff briefing is complete. We just did the taxi briefing, so that one's all complete. All right, before our engine brake, anti-ice, and let's go up here to recall. Recall is checked. Okay. And let me just make sure on here. I think on here there is another recall button on here. If I remember last time, because it didn't give me the check. So let me just make sure. Okay. Hopefully that guy outside is going to be done messing around here in a minute. So anyway, recall, we'll say that's check. Auto brake is to RTO. And we'll do flight controls check. Man, I don't know what this guy's out there doing. Seriously. We're going to have to get rid of him and fire him permanently.
Operation complete.
Oh my
Go ahead and
goodness.
set the parking brake.
Alright, if that wasn't...
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
That was horrible. Alright, so now we can go ahead and start we'll start the two engines on the right side. Let's go ahead and get the engine page up. And you can see now we've got the engines on the right side starting. Glad I put extra fuel on there, because this flight we planned for 71,200 200 pounds, and I put a few extra 100 pounds in there. So good thing we did that with the staff there outside there. So we're we're definitely, and thank you for that, Chiefs and Pilot, for going to grab some more people. But I tell you what, we are definitely firing and making a nasty note over to whoever is in charge of that staff for the tug and all that good stuff. That was absolutely ridiculous. Anyway,
and bypass bin has been removed. Can signal on the right. We'll see you next time.
All right, so let's go ahead and add our fuel so the engines can continue their startup process. All right, we got those engines pretty much up and stable, so now we'll go ahead and start 1 and 2. And you can see those there moving. About 21. Now we'll let them get a little higher than that. Okay, there we go. We got a little pressure in there. Now we can introduce the fuel on those. You see those continuing to rise. Let those stabilize there for a second. Alright, so now we need to go ahead and keep looking at there. Bleed 1 and 2 is off. The electric generators are off. So let's go up top and make sure those come alive. And now we still have these bleeds off, so the engines must still be, let's see here. There we go. Just needed to give them a little bit of time to catch up, and they are all good to go. So let's come up top now. And everything is looking good, so now we can essentially turn the APU blowout off. We can close the isolation valve, and all of our packs, everything is good to go. Now we can turn off this APU, and notice that we don't have any other things going on. We can also take that generator off. It's available, but we don't need it, so it's fully on the aircraft generators. And of course, now let's do our flight controls check. Let's get our flaps down to the flaps 10 position. All right, we have it selected here, and now it is going to be hopefully indicating here in a minute. In the meantime, let's go ahead and do our flight controls check. All right, now we are on the flight controls check page, so we will be observing this. We're going to go full up, full down, aileron left, aileron right. All right, rudder right and rudder left. All right, the flight controls check is complete, my peeps. So now we are going to go back over here to our status page and double check and see what we have here. Everything is looking good. So now let's come back to our checklist page and finish the before taxi checklist. Flight controls have been checked and ground equipment is clear. All right, and before takeoff is just flaps, what we already have checked, so that is good to go. So folks, we are ready to go. We will make our announcements and welcome everybody to the stream. Captain Geo, Chiefs and Pilot, thanks for bringing him back. Kebmo, thanks for everybody joining here. It's honored. I will support in any way, you guys. I'm glad you guys are all on here too, because I am going to be doing some Discord stuff once we get up in the air. So hopefully you fine folks will be able to assist me with that wonderful venture. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get out of here. We'll make our announcements. Again, we are on the ground here at Chicago O'Hare, headed over to Denver in this UPS flight 318. And the only thing left to do now, guys, is come up here and go ahead and get the taxi light on along with the runway turnoff light. And hopefully we haven't missed anything. So without further ado, we are going to, I feel like I'm sitting kind of high here for whatever reason. Let's see here. Let's lower our eyesight slightly. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and shut la música off for the time being so that we can focus on our lives. Okay, music is off. Taxi will get ready to commence. Let's go outside really quick and take a quick peek at our profile, folks, before we go ahead and do it. That wing was awfully close there. As you can see here, we are all ready to go. Slats and flaps are where they need to be. Our taxi light is there, and that wing just right. Look at this, guys. That wing right there just missed the wall. Man, I'm telling you, they're definitely fired. I can tell you that. All right, guys, we are ready to go, and let's announce our taxi. We're doing Quebec Zulu. Chicago O'Hare traffic UPS 318 over here on the South Central cargo ramp will be taxiing to runway 10 left via Zulu, as you were via Quebec Zulu for O'Hare traffic. Alright, so one thing I did notice is I need to also have this on. There we go, which is still broadcasted, but that's the trick. Alright, you want to be able to receive. So in this aircraft, just let you know, you have to have this clicked in order to hear or receive, and you have to have this piece on in order to transmit. That's it. That's my gift to you guys, and taxi will begin. Let's go here. Parking brake is released. And of course, one thing you guys almost let me forget, we need to turn our transponder on over here. So transponder is on, TARA. All right. So again, once we get up in the air, we're going to do a flight level change. Hopefully. And I do say hopefully. And I'll be commenting and checking on the chat here really quick. I just want to make sure that I get us up in the air with no issues. Let's turn our panel lights up as much as possible. It's a little dark and gray here, so hopefully we get everything squared away here. Again, everybody, thanks for joining us today in this UPS Flight 318 with service on over to the wonderful Denver International Airport. Alright, we're going to swing her out a little bit. We got a ground speed of about 11 nautical miles, or 11 knots, so we're just going to slow her down so we can make our nice wide turn. Come out a little bit more and get it sharp. Since this is such a big beast of a machine. Alright, got to make her nice and wide there. Alright, we're going to go all the way down, and then perhaps we will announce that we are crossing certain runways. We can also get this here to where we can see the taxiways. So you can see the little representation of the taxiways right here as well. And that's where we are. And then we're going to come here and cross 10 Charlie to 10 left. So that's what we're doing, folks. Whether we like to say so or not, that's the plan. We have a nice steady taxi of 13 knots here. Again, everybody, welcome aboard. UPS Flight 318, service on over to Denver. That is the plan anyway. There we are on the taxiway, just cruising right along, trying to keep our lives together. All right. I was going to do a stream yesterday, but didn't get around to doing the stream yesterday, so I decided, I was like, you know what? I was getting that Jones. You guys know what I'm talking about. I was getting that Jones. Alright. Here comes taxiway Zulu. Go ahead and slow our roll up slightly. Go ahead and check left and right. I did see another Vatsim pilot here. Alright, again, we're going to swing her out. Nice wide swing here. Alright. Chicago O'Hare traffic, UPS 318 on Zulu crossing over runway 10 Charlie at this time for takeoff on 10 left for Chicago O'Hare traffic. Alright.
Chicago Midway, this is Chicago Midway traffic. This is Southwest 1475 for approaching runway 31 center.
Alright, we are approaching the threshold here of our target runway of 10 left. Alright, we're going to come to a little halt here. Alright. Parking brake is up and set. And let's do our before takeoff checklist, which is one item. Booyah! Super easy. So is the after takeoff landing gear and flaps. I think we can manage that, folks. Without further ado, we are going to get out of here. Let me check the comments one more time, and if not, I'll talk to you guys in the air. Again, thanks everybody for joining. I'll give you guys a shout out once we get in the air and get on course, get some music going, and then we can get a nice little chat going here so that you guys can help this old guy out with all of his problems regarding Discord. Anyway, here we go. Let's go ahead and arm our auto throttle, of course. Again, flight directors are on and good to go. We will hit our heading and the rest of what we're doing with our life around there. So Toga is definitely ready to go. All right, so let's make our announcement here. Chicago O'Hare traffic, UPS 318 entering runway 10 left from Zulu for a turn to the north and then downwind on a western heading for O'Hare traffic. Okay, guys, so we did that. We did our due diligence. So now it's time to, let me figure out where the little click spot is here, to get all these landing lights and everything good to go here. And, of course, we're good there. Now we need to essentially, let's just come over top up here, and we need to get our strobe on.
Chicago Midway traffic, this is
Strobe is on. Everything is on. Landing. Boom. We are good to go. We are official. Let's do it. All right. Let's do a check to final. Final does look clear. Runway 10 left does look clear. All right. Don't forget, we got a swinger. All right. Let's swing this wide body out the way that we do it. All right, let's keep swinging her. Let's get center line. All right, stabilize. 40, 45, 50%. Toga. Airspeed is alive. Holding forward pressure. 80 knots. It's pretty stable. Winds aren't doing bad at all. Coming up on V1. All right, releasing forward pressure on the yoke. And up 10 degrees we go. Positive rate. All right, dialing back on that speed. Never want to overspeed the aircraft there. So we'll just fly this heading. There's the outer marker. Let's verify landing gear is up and stowed. Landing gear is up and stowed. All right. Okie dokie. Let's straighten her out. All right, first stage of flaps is coming up. All right, folks, so now we can go ahead and throw on the autopilot. Heading. And now we can do our flight level change, of course. You see the aircraft is picking up speed. Let's get that 215 in there. Ooh, I hate when it does that. Alright, guys. We're not doing too bad. We're going into a cloud. Keep those flaps there. Let's go one more stage, flaps up. O'Hare traffic, UPS 318 airborne clear of runway 10 left will now be turning to a northern turn, departing Chicago O'Hare field for Chicago O'Hare traffic. Okay, guys, we are getting some altitude. We are in flight level change, of course. We are climbing at 3,300 feet per minute.
Now midway traffic.
Let's go ahead
this is
and up our
Southwest
speed.
1475. We're gonna cross 22 right and 22 left.
Go on final stage of flaps up. As you can see, we're taking that speed now. Let's go ahead and increase our range now. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and start our northern turn. Alright, lot going on here. We are going to turn to a heading of roughly 360. We'll do DME, probably like 5 nautical miles on that. Okay folks, we are turning left. I'm going to increase the speed to the 250. And we have ourselves a takeoff right over these Charmin looking clouds here into the out of the Chicago area. I was hoping we were going to get a sight of the water. Okay, let's go ahead and get our runway turn off lights off and our taxi light. We'll keep our landing lights on, of course, and we can get our outer retractables up, and we'll keep our landing lights on for now. Alright guys, and you can see Olin right there. If we were to make a left, we would be direct Olin. Okay, so we're going to be turning into a western heading. So let's go ahead and start doing that now so that we can go direct Olin. Alright. There we go, folks. We're essentially going to make ourselves head to an intercept course of that line, and then I'll just activate the I'll go ahead and activate the nav, and we'll be where we want to be. We're almost at 10,000 feet, folks, and we will be able to go ahead and increase our speed to 280 knots on the climb. Get our landing lights off. Let's make that turn a little bit beforehand. And I'll decrease the range because I really want to see when I get close there. Okay, we are at 10,000 feet, folks. Let's go ahead and increase our speed quickly to 280. And of course, up top we go, my wonderful folks, and we are going to turn these landing lights all the way off. Okay, everything up top is clean and off. Beacon is on upper and lower. The nav light is on. The strobe light is on. And we have no warnings. All fuel tanks are on. All hydraulic pumps and electrics are on. And the aircraft is pressurized. Let's go ahead and complete our most difficult checklist here. And there's our descent. So we're good there. Now we'll come over here and put that into the status page, because we can. Alright. Pretty soon we will most definitely be on our intercept course. We are climbing in a manner that I do like. So at this point I believe we can turn some music back on and figure out what is absolutely happening with our lives. Alright, again everybody, welcome on board flight UPS 318, service to Denver, carrying some packages. We have to be mindful here. We need to make our turn here, hit our nav button there shortly, so that we'll be direct to Olin. Alright guys, again, thank you crew from Chiefs and Pilot and everybody from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you guys checking in. Captain Geo, once again, Chiefs and Pilot is here. And Cap Mode 25, thanks for the Leaf to Inspire. We hoping to catch a stream before bed. Hey, Dre Sanchez, how are you doing? Good evening. I'm doing well and blessed. Thank you guys. Thank you, honey. Let me keep scrolling down here. All right, here we go. Cap Mode, you thank you, Chiefs and Pilot. He's brought me here. He's a rock star. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome for saying all that. I'm going to go ahead and put my Discord out there in a second. But yeah, JNG Aviation, do you have a thrust limit? Let's see. No, there would be no thrust limit. We're just going to do toga on that one. She's still her sisters. Leave her soon. Okay, just a little bit of chat here. I'll catch up on that. Let's make sure we're not missing our opportunity to go ahead and get back on course here. We'll get a little closer so the airplane only does one turn and minimizes its turns. We are almost at 18,000 feet here. And we are doing well. We are doing well. Once we get to about 26,000 feet or so, the ETA on the information that you do see up above will start reflecting when we are going to get to our arrival, or our estimated time en route. Okay, let's go ahead and go to standard. We are now on the standard altimeter setting at 29902 transition altitude here for the United States. Let's go ahead and hit that LNAV now, and now you can see the aircraft is doing its thing. All right, guys, so far so good. And let's come over here to your guys' side, of the first officer's side, of course, and change this range now from 2.5 to where it makes sense, and we'll get a little further range out. Now you can see there that arc, that'll be the top of our climb. All right, so let's just monitor this and keep rolling. All right, once again, everybody, thanks for the stream. Thanks for joining. And let me see here. I should be let me log into my Discord so I can give you guys the link to it. So let me go over here to the old rusty Discord server. All right, we're continuing our climb. Let me make sure we got a nice little. All right, we got another passenger or a pilot out there doing his thing. It's kind of fun when there's no ATC. You just do whatever you want to do. Hopefully, the best that you can. All right, let me log in. We'll log in here for you guys so then I can start sharing my Discord server link. Let's see here. All right, so I'm in my Discord server. Let me go ahead and share the link. All right, link has been copied. Feeling official. Let's see here. There we go, folks. Share the old Discord server with you guys. You know, if that's anything, I'm gonna keep putting it out there. I still got to figure out this Nightbot thing. They said it's knocked the dust off the Discord channel. We are about to blow it. appreciate you saying that, Capmo 25. Yeah, it's got a lot of dust. It definitely has a lot of dust. Let me tell you what, it's you know what, it's more than dust. You know when they had to go and use those archaeology tools to get into that fossilized stuff. It's in the fossil. You know, you got to excavate that thing very gently, because I am pretty much lost in the sauce when it comes to the Discord and how to do it. You want to deal with Discord after, bro? Message me. I'll send you some names to get in contact with. Sometimes it can conflict with the stream software, and it will. Okay, for sure. I'm gonna take Chiefs and Pilots advice and get up on that Discord after the stream, because we most certainly have done way too much work for this to have any problems here. Let's go back into the cabin here now and see what's going on here. This is a freight aircraft, so the cabin is very limited. in terms of space. But you can see here we are on the upper deck here on this wonderful Boeing 747. Let's do a quick, let's just see what type of damage we're doing in the skies today. That looks like a lot of weight. That sounded heavy. That sounded heavy. Anyway, guys, here we go. Here we go. Hope everybody is had an enjoyable weekend. We are continuing to climb now. Now, if you guys observe the ETA on the flight information above, it is registering at 055 or 0549 Zulu. That'll continue to go down as we get to cruise altitude. That'll come down, as well as that red line that you see right now above the Boeing. That is our status flight indicator, so we are definitely in the inception of this flight. Once that red line gets to right between the KORD and KDIN, between the departure and arrival, that'll mean we're about halfway and doing good. Alright, let's just do a quick health report here and make sure we're not getting anything. Alright. Alright, we're still continuing that flight level change, of course. And everything here is looking copacetic. We do not have any alerts of any sort. Alright, alright. Alright, guys. So anyway, I hope everybody had a great weekend. My weekend's been pretty enjoyable. Kind of tinked around with the simulator yesterday, but didn't do any flying. I was watching other folks' streams. I watched Leo's stream. Leonardo was streaming earlier today. And anyway, I want to go ahead and get to know who's on the stream today. So Kebmo25, I'll start with you, my friend. If you could, man, just give me a little shout out in the chat, and let me know if you want to boost your flight sim channel. I'm definitely gonna subscribe to your channel, brother or sister. I'm not quite sure who I'm speaking with, so I want to get to know everybody on the stream. Again, I'm Dre, and Chief Sim Pilot has done a wonderful job of making me feel like a rock star, bringing you guys to the stream, so I appreciate you for that. I also want to learn a bit more about Captain Geo. I see you guys' handles on his Discord. Kebmo is the man. All of you need to know the man. So apparently I've got the meeting with the man, so that's good. That's good. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a business owner, and any type of business, there is an aspect of sales. So I know if you can forego the gatekeeper and get straight to the decision maker, that's what we always want. You know, the path of least resistance is that straight direct line with no obstacles in the way. So apparently Chief Sim Pilot has got me with the boss of bosses. He's got me with the boss of bosses, so that is good to know. Geo is also the man. He is close to the top of the ladder in the community we are in. Geo has been around and one of the main E-generals. That's what I'm talking about. You know me, of all people, I understand military structure. I'm a military man myself. So Captain Geo, thank you for joining the stream, and it looks like you know, got some connecting to do with you as well. So that's I'm very elated to be in contact with you guys and connecting and growing the network. I believe that in life, you know, your net worth is your network. You know what I'm saying? And health is wealth. Respecting others and being kind to others is the type of karma that you always want to come back to you. So I'm all about connecting, expanding networks, paying it forward, broadening horizons, and strengthening people, because we're all one people, right? So definitely appreciate you guys for stepping up and showing me the love and support. You know me, in any form, fashion, or manner, I'll do that. Geo reached his hand down to me, one or two others, and brought me up in this community. Then I met others like Kebmo, and we all haven't looked back. Dre, thanks for your service, brother, and much appreciated. Most certainly, Captain Geo, I appreciate you saying that. Don't know if you're a veteran or not, but if you are, thank you for your service. And if you're not, thank you for supporting veterans, because it takes a community, right? It takes a community in order to raise a child or support a veteran or support anybody. So appreciate that. Thanks for the love. Yeah, man, I like it. And there's nothing wrong with a Sunday evening bromance. I tell you that. Okay, real quick, let's step in and check on the health and wellness of our aircraft here. Let's check on that range. All right, we are at flight level 320. We're actually 323. And we've got about 7,500 feet to go until we get to our top of climb. And then we will be in a true cruise aspect of this UPS flight 318 full service on over to Denver with a bunch of packages, and obviously a bunch of flight sim folks as well, because you guys are on board, my wife's on board, my kids are on board. Hey, the house cat is on board today. All right, so PETA, we support you too. We support the animals as well. All right, so anyway, guys, so appreciate you guys for saying all this stuff, and again, being here. You asked who they were. That's their bio in short. Well, Chief Sim Pilot, I tell you what, you can do my bio anytime with that type of introduction. And I know you're a man of great character, so I know that those guys really earn that type of welcome and their bio. So that's good looking. That's good looking right there. So yeah, so how's everybody's 2021 going so far? Chime in. Mine's going well so far. Off to a steady start here in the new year. Hopefully business is going to scale up. Working with my business partner. I got a great team I work with as well, so we'll see how that's going. But as far as me, so far so good. One day at a time. Trying to keep my focus on my family. Obviously, G, capital O, capital D first, family, and then the rest. So I'm blessed so far, and we'll see how it goes. There's a good reason to get out of bed every day. Let's see here. Yeah, they come, but we break bread and chill. We do it grown style. That's right. We should be doing it grown style. We should be doing it real grown style. My kids let me know how grown I am every day. I remember one day a few years ago, this might even been before I was 40. I'm 43 now, just celebrated a birthday January 19th, turned a big 4-3 in the house. But anyway, a few years ago, I was putting one of my daughters, my toddler's beds together, and one of my other daughters, who's now 12, she asked me, she goes, "Hey Dad, let me ask you something." I said, "Go ahead, honey." She goes, "Were there movie theaters around when you were born?" I'm like, really? They think Daddy is ancient. But that's the funny thing about that. My brother, who's 4 years older than me, put a meme up on Facebook not that long ago, and it says, "It's funny, I'm the same age as old people now, and sometimes I feel like that. But you know what? Our youth is nothing but a state of mind. I'm gonna be young forever. That's how I'm gonna keep it. We got to keep it moving. That's why we got to get these greasy landing. So we keep the axles greased up, so we keep it moving." Captain Gio, thank you for the happy belated birthday. Appreciate you. I'm starting Kev Mode 25. I am still learning and growing with everybody. This has been and will be continue to be a heck of a ride for what we hope is years in the making. Absolutely. I completely agree. Kevmo says I don't currently stream, but if I do, I will let you know. I just love this community and all in it, and support it any way I can. Appreciate that, Kevmo, and I get it. You fit in, where you want to fit in. That's the great thing about joining a community, especially when it's your hobby, and just you meet wonderful people and keep it moving. And Kevmo, thank you for saying a big thank you for your service. Without people like you, none of us would be able to enjoy the wonderful freedoms that we do. Much respect. Oh, thank you for saying that. And hopefully in some of the streams, I might have some of my brothers in arms or show some videos of some of the projects that we work on. And show you guys kind of what we're doing. But they're all veterans, special forces or combat veterans like me, retirees from the Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Army. So that's my brothers, and I got my flight sim brothers now that I'm accruing. So much appreciated, much respect to all you guys, and again, love the support. You know, that's why a tree can grow tall and strong when it's got good roots, good foundation, and that's what everybody is in your network. And so appreciate you guys for that. All right, so how are we doing here? We are 35,700 and something feet climbing. That ETA is bleeding ever so slowly. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick look here. Make sure we have no indications here. All right, and it says for whatever reason the packs are off. So we don't want that to happen. So that was not auto, so that's why, again, it's always good to pay attention. So on this one, you have to turn the packs on. They're not auto, so that's why I paid attention to that note right here. Let's see, pack 2 off. Okay, so let's turn that back on. Now we don't have any messages there. That's why we checked that, so we don't get hypoxia. Got to have those packs on. Alright, so yes, we are rolling right along. Everything is good. Everything is good. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Let me check the old Vatsim network here just to make sure that we are not going to encounter any ATC anytime soon, which it still doesn't look like that we are. Let me share this wonderful scope with you fine folks. Here we are here, UPS 318. As you see here, looks like we're gonna be crossing over some weather here, which is at our southwest as we continue to travel southwest. And you can pretty much see we're pretty much almost in a direct line with our target destination, which is Denver, as you see right here. Again, nothing too crazy going on right now. Let's go ahead now and check in on the Denver weather. Now, United Airlines, I was just checking some other folks that did flights. I always go on FlightAware and check the really. So let's go over here now to Denver so we can get some weather information. All right, weather information in Denver right now. Here's the current MEDAR. It's VFR, and the winds are out of the north, so it looks like a northern landing. Altimeter is 2965. And we have a 9 knots wind heading towards us, so yeah. Okay, now we're also going to discuss what gates that we are going to be arriving in the Denver area, so that'll determine which runway we think we want. And I say we think we want because you never know. ATC always ends up coming on and doing something funky at the last minute, so we'll see how that goes. This has been a great weekend, right? I know, Kevmo. Can we just extend it? Can we just extend it? Link from Chiefs and Pilot. Everything happens for a reason, and we will not be here tonight. That's right, brother. But yeah, so true. You know, we need that extra day. We also always everything happens for a reason, Kevmo. I definitely believe that as well. We have to, you know, everything does have to happen for a reason, you know, whether sometimes it's a good thing or a bad thing, it's going to happen. It's either going to let us know, hey, we need to get back on the ball, or hey, you doing right, or hey, you need some work. I think we always need improvement in life. But yeah, Catmo, I want that extra day too. My son, my youngest son, not my youngest child by any means, but my youngest son, man, if he could go to school one day, we can be off 6, he would. Trust me. So that's hilarious. So anyway, let me come over here to Denver International Airport. Let me open up these charts here, and let's take a look and see what we've got going on, and then we'll also reference our actual. Let's do one thing here really quick. You notice we're getting pretty close here. So now what we want to do is we're marking this 280. We actually want this to go to the Mach number now, and that's where we want to stay right there is Mach. And actually, you know what? We'll probably, that's good. I think that'll be good on the cruising speed there, but we still got about 2,400 feet to go until our final cruise of 40,000 feet. So we are up quite high. No more message on the eCam here, so we are, like I say, cooking with Crisco. Cooking with Crisco. All right. So again, back to what we were talking about. Booyah. Now we are landing, I believe. Let me check my notes. Gate Bravo 32. So we see here's the concourse. So now we need to come here and look at the parking coordinates of B32. So B32 is one step away from the bottom of this. So here's 36 and here's 32. So that, I believe, is the correct gate, B32. So now we come back over here and look at the airport information. So our B32 is going to be on this side. So if we want to look at this in a bigger spectrum, if we land on, see, that's 12,000 feet, 16,000 feet. So if we end up landing on, honestly, 3-5 right or 3-5 left, we'll save ourselves from having to back taxi, because essentially if we land on these northern runways, we're going to have to back taxi all the way here, versus the worst case scenario on this one, we get off on Mike 10 and do a little back taxi depending on how your boy lands. So anyway, so we are most certainly going to plan for 3-5 right on this northern landing. So now let's go ahead and take a look at our rusty, dusty, and trusty arrival. Today we are going to be doing the standard terminal arrival of the Logger 2. So if you come here and look for the Logger 2, it is right here. Brewery is our transition point here, and here is for the Logger 2. And clearly you can, if you look at the narrative, this is set up for southern or northern runways, so this is perfect. So of course, if we're going 3-4 left or right, then we must do that accordingly, but we're not. We're going to go for 3-5 right. So 3-5 right is not, okay, here it is, 3-5. I got scared there for a minute. Here's 3-5 right. So this is the narrative that we'll use for 3-5 right with a transition from burp. So as we get a little closer, we'll get all this plugged in and make sure that we have the right track for the 3-5 right transition and approach. So we'll see if we make that happen in a little bit. And our Mach speed is still looking good, and we've got about 2,000 to go here, or a little bit less than. All right, thank you, Captain Geo, for the meter. And yep, winds are 330 at 9 knots. We got 10 miles of visibility, scattered clouds at 6,500, overcast 12,000. Yep, thank you for that meter, my brother. And all right, man, you guys are hilarious. Again, thank you guys for continuing to watch the stream there. And hopefully, you know, we have a landing that is acceptable to my great competition, Chief Sim Pilot. You know, if we keep it competitive, we'll make sure that we try to do our best to stay sharp and do our thing. All right, just almost at 40,000 feet. We got about 900 or 880 feet to go, folks, and we will be at our cruising altitude. As you can see, the weather's updated. Let me make sure that I have my active sky. It's been doing a lot of let me make sure I have the flight plan in there. Okay, and I didn't, so the weather's going to update once again. All right. All right, folks. Okay, got the weather updating now, so you'll probably see something from there. Oh, for sure, Chief Sim Pilot. I'm gonna do my best to get us down safely. You know how we roll. You know how we roll. You know, got to get you guys there safe so you guys will catch me on the next flight. You know, you don't want to be with a safe pilot. So we're gonna do our thing. You know, I like flying this aircraft. It's for its size, it's definitely pretty nimble. All right, we should be okay on the Mach speed here. And the air seems fairly calm here at this point. All right. So as you guys can see, we are knocking a chunk out of not quite yet a quarter of the flight done, but our ETA is 5:20. So right now the Zulu time is 0341. So just shy of 2 hours, about an hour and 40 minutes to go, of course, and that we'll monitor that number on our ETA. And continuing to head west here in this UPS Flight 318 with service on over to Denver. All right here. Don't be any way swayed because of our presence. Do your thing exactly. Oh, for sure, for sure. No, that's good. You know, my thing once we get up and cruise is pretty much chatting you guys up. I might have some interesting videos to share. We'll see. Maybe let you guys know about a few projects that I'm working on in the in my business world. Let's go. I always like to have my heading squared up, of course. So I'm going to go ahead and square that heading up, as you can see there now. Again, check an ECAM message, no message to report. And yeah, you guys can hear that. We are coming up on our flight level 400, 40,000 feet. So I'm just basically going to bring the Mach down to where the speed is at now, because I think that's a good speed to maintain anyway. So there we go. So we'll keep it set at 0.852. All right. All right. What's up, Owen Fask in the house? Thank you for joining. Yes, that's right. Somebody slow this plane down. There we go. We're trying to get it in. You know, it's Sunday. Kids got school tomorrow. All right, that's a super happy song. Let's go ahead and change that one up. Not that we're not happy, but it's a little bit too happy right now. All right, let's see what we got here on this one. Okay, rolling right along. I'm gonna see if I can find you guys anything interesting to look at from my work. All right. Let's see. One flight I showed some military pictures from back in the day. What do you guys want to see? What do you got to see? Lonnie, me, Lalo. How you doing, Captain Lonnie? Thanks for joining the stream. Glad you could check in with us. For anybody that is wanting to go and maybe enjoy some Sunday but get back to our landing, you can see right up above there is some information regarding our flight. We are in a Boeing 748 dash Foxtrot for the freight UPS 318. Our estimated time of arrival into the Denver area is 0521 Zulu. It is now currently 0343 Zulu. So we can see that that's just under an hour, or under 2 hours, I should say. We are traveling at a nice, comfortable altitude of 40,000 feet. Give or take a little bit, which is reporting for you guys on a heading of 262, and we are doing a ground speed of 377 knots. And the reason why that speed is so slow is because we do have, if you guys notice right here on the PFD, we do have a headwind coming directly at us. We're flying heading 262. That wind is coming at us at 107 knots from 260 degrees. So it's coming pretty much smack head on, guys. So it is what it is. So we, you know what? Hey, who was that? Captain Geo that wanted to go slower? You got your wish. We are fighting We are fighting the jet stream. We are actually literally playing chicken with the jet stream right now. Head on, as you can see here, if you see that indicator. All right, let me go back up here and see what I can find for you wonderful folks. Might even have you guys watch one of my podcasts for a little bit, so you can kind of get, uh-oh, we got a caution here. Let's see what the caution is. And fuel tank. All right, it must be one of our tanks that we need to turn off the valve to. Let's see here. Let me figure out which fuel tank is saying. So let's come right over here to our fuel page. All right, what do we got here? So essentially we need to turn the center tanks off right now is what I'm assuming, because we got fuel in the main 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let's go up now and see if we can turn, let's see, center wasn't on anyway. This is main 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's go back down there now. Take a look at that. So the center pumps were never on. Main 1, 2, 3, and 4. We definitely need all of these on here because their fuel is separated between all of those tanks. So fuel tank engine. So we're gonna leave that. We're gonna just flow with that and consider that good because we don't even have these pumps on. That shouldn't even be an issue. These are the overrides for manual 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, looks good to me. We'll monitor it. If we get another message, we will definitely adhere to that message. All right, let me check and see what I have for you folks. All right. Man, there's so many things. Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Where do I begin? Okay, so I'll even ask you guys, since you guys are hanging out. You guys let me know. I want you guys to be chatty. Be chatty in the conversation. So, the name of my company is Nexus Energy International. And let me just pull that up. So we'll see which one you guys want to know more about, which you're more interested in, so you guys can get to know Dre. Alright, so I'm pulling the two websites up now. Then I'll explain my involvement in both companies, and then you guys can tell me which one you want to know more about. I have a feeling of which one you guys are going to want to know more about, but let's start with my company. So again, let me check on you guys in the chat. Aircraft status looks good, and we are cruising right along. Let me check something up over here really quick. There we go. So everything is copacetic. We don't have any air traffic control at this point. We're allowed to do what we want, which is good. All right, folks. So here we go. So this is the company that my wife and I run. It's called Nexus Energy International. I thought of that name simply because it was Nexus is a synonym for connection. Again, just as I believe in us, how we're talking about this conversation of us connecting, I believe that I want to continue connecting with the world, doing good deeds through my company. So that's kind of what you're seeing here. Turn the music down slightly here. And so this is my website, and of course we do several different things. The primary things that I work on is I do social media management for companies, and we also have a pretty strong Veterans Benefits Bureau. So as you can see here, we do veterans education. We have some B2B services and other services. If you ever get interested, website is neiagency.com, and you can go to the About page. Now I definitely need to update this for sure. You can go to Meet Our Team, and I need to even update the team picture. But you can kind of see some things here about the company. Of course, I am the Chief Executive Officer of Nexus Energy National. Here's my blood brother, Chad Talbot, and he actually has a company in which I'm his number 2. And then, of course, here's a person that does our social media management. She's still consulting with us, but she's no longer directly active with our team. And her father also works with us, too, on several projects, who's a great guy. So that's a little bit about that company. So I'm going to either ask you guys if you want me to expand on this company and show you some videos, or the other company in which I am the vice president or number 2 is this company here, 911 Academy. And you see this fine gentleman is my number 2 in my company. That's Chad Talbot, who is a former SWIC Special Forces operator, which stands for Special Warman or Special Warfare Crew Craftsman, or you give him the line. I don't know the exact title of it, but he's a SWIC, which he's basically the guy that drives the nice gunboats to pick up Navy SEALs. So anyway, this is actually my sister-in-law. She is a licensed marriage family therapist, and so that is her. And then, of course, if you scroll down here, you will quickly see that I am a instructor and do several things for defensive and tactics and firearms training. I'm glad, Owen Fast, you say this is awesome. Thank you for saying that. So the reason why I'm sharing this is to give you guys a little bit of snapshot of who I am in terms of why I love the aviation community as well, is just because I'm a military man. I love the institution of brotherhood, of sisterhood, the camaraderie, and I get to do this too in my private life. As you see here, I do all the interviews and testimonials for the company, so you'll see me a lot doing interviews here. And maybe we'll watch some. So these are the different ranges that we've had here, where we're teaching folks firearms training, and you can see I do all the interviewing. There's one even with my lovely wife where she came out and shot. So wow, I didn't realize how many we had on here, but you can clearly see there was no shortage of folks that I interviewed. And so yeah, so okay, so now that I've kind of gave you guys a sneak, let's see here. Explain is now running real time, and disconnect has been canceled. Maybe it just gives that little notice, running time because your frame rate. Oh, my frame rate it went down, so I don't know what that was about. All right, still doing well. So anyway, those are the two companies in which we can chat about. One of them is Nexus Energy International, which is a multifaceted consulting company, which my wife and I run along with my business partner and an awesome team that we have. The other company is 911 Academy. That's where I am the vice president. I do all the public affairs, involved in the social media team, as well as I am one of the firearms instructor, where we teach you guys not just how to use your firearm, but we teach you how to gunfight and keep yourself safe. We also have a combative side to it, where we teach folks how to defend themselves, whether it's in a home. We definitely recommend it for families, small children, juvenile children, and of course women of all ages. So you guys let me know which company that we'll talk about. If you say none, then I won't talk about any. We'll just keep chatting it up. Owen Fask is asking, what is my favorite aircraft? Boy, that's a good question. My wife, I tell you what, my wife says that I repeat myself all the time, where I say every time that I get a new aircraft, I always say, oh baby, I love this aircraft. I flew it a couple times, I'm in love with it. So to answer your question, that is actually pretty difficult for me to answer. I don't know that I have a favorite. It just depends on what I'm feeling. I mean, like for example, if I'm flying general aviation, I could get into the PC-12 and say, oh, I love this one, this is the best one. I can get into, you know, the TBM 900, which I do have one from Hot Start for X-Plane, which is completely awesome. I watch Steve-O-One Knievel. He's a YouTuber that flies the TBM 900, so that's why I got that aircraft. I also like the King Air 350, which I have one as well from whatever the, I don't know if it's hot. I can't remember who I got the King Air from, but it's a study level aircraft. Not being, but not here. This platform, I say none. Not being rude, but not here. This platform, no. Catching up here. But anyway, and so I don't really have a favorite, but I have many favorites, if you will. So again, if in some of these aircraft I fly because I watch an actual YouTuber. So for example, I watch another YouTuber that flies the Beechcraft Premier 1A, and his name is he goes by Premier One Driver. He's an Air Force guy. He didn't retire, but he was, or maybe he did, but he flew F-16s in the Air Force. Now he flies a Premier 1A from Beechcraft, so that's the reason I got that aircraft. I think Steve-O flies the B-50. Yeah, Steve-O-One Knievel, he definitely flies the TBM 900. He's flown a couple different aircraft there, Captain Geo. But I watch his channel. I also watch several different channels. I got a couple other channels where I watch guys. They do vlogs. They're private jet pilots, where they actually are a pilot working for a company that does charters on private jets, things like that. So Oh, okay. That was your question about going further about business here. Oh, okay. I say none, not being rude, but not here, and this is not platform. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Captain Chief Sim Pilot. Hey, whatever we want to talk about, that's why I'm throwing options so we can keep it super chatty. I typically like to do flights where I get, up in the air, do about a 45-minute flight and then land. But this one, I had to have a good reason to do something nice and long with something like a Boeing 748 Foxtrot. So let's see. Kevmo says I got the. Okay, all right, Owen. We'll see you back in 15 mics. Kevmo says he has the Hot Start TBM and Watch Stevo as well. Quick question: do you constantly have to activate the plane? I do, and it drives me crazy. Every now and then, to answer your question, Kevmo, yes, because I use a PC, so I'm Windows 10 based, and anytime a Microsoft update happens, I always cross my fingers, because on some of them, after the update is done, when I go back into X-Plane and load an aircraft up, it always has me use the reactivation, where you got to go back. I know it drives me nuts too. My flight factors do that. Not so much with my Coronado purchase aircraft. SSG will do it. So yeah, I feel you, Kevmo. I feel you. It's happened to me several different times. Again, guys, if you're just checking into the stream, first of all, thank you for joining. I appreciate you guys joining the stream. We are in this Boeing 747-800 Foxtrot flying for UPS, delivering some boxes from O'Hare in Chicago all the way over to Denver International. Here's a quick flyby, and we're rolling right along. And that's what we look like. Let's go and just look around and see what's happening. All right. And all that pasture down there. Anyway, what you guys will notice too, the real time right now is 0358, or if you are on the West Coast, it is 7:58 p.m. But I have my simulator dialed back so we can have a flight with some daytime light. So there you go, there you go. And let's see here. My dad was a 747 pilot, and now he is a 350 pilot. Says Lonnie, thanks for sharing that. Oh, I tell you what, had I known when I was a young man that I wanted to be a pilot, I wonder how it would have turned out. But then again, I got 6 lovely children, a wonderful wife, so I don't know. Things happen for a reason, like we've already discussed. But yes, that is awesome. And Lonnie, did you take a lot of flights with him? And do you still get to fly around free with him? Take some of those hops. I see here it happens every time I start X-Plane. Yeah, that would. There's Kevmo, I think there's something else going on with that, to be honest with you, because it doesn't happen every time I start X-Plane. There's one application that you can buy, and it's very cheap. You can get it from the X-Plane store, and I don't know if you have it. It's called X Organizer, and I'm not sure if that will help you out, because what it does is it puts all your aircraft folders and everything where they're supposed to go, especially when you're doing custom scenery. Just a thought. Trust me, my wife and kids have seen me in here struggling to, do anything, even like putting up that overlay that you guys see now with the flight information. You got to go in and make sure you got the UX IPUC or whatever it's called, which is basically the interface that lets the software talk to each other. But then you still got to get in and sometimes go into the INI files or whatever the case may be. So I feel your pain, Kevmo. I feel your pain. Yeah, that's great. Again, Lonnie, thanks for sharing that. Chief Sim. Let me ask you this, Chief Sim Pilot. I got a question for you, brother, or maybe a statement/question. So I downloaded the updated X Enviro, and so it's on here, even if you go up and look now into my plugins. X Enviro's right here, but I turned it off. It seemed like I was taking a huge hit on frames. I had it before, so how does it handle in your X-Plane and maybe offline later on? Again, we'll talk about what your configuration is for that, because I'm using Active Sky for X-Plane, which I do like. These are just the native clouds that it uses to broadcast the clouds and the winds, but X Enviro, I like it because it simulates the seasons, since X-Plane doesn't simulate seasons. So I'm going to be trying that again, so maybe I'll give you guys an X Enviro stream here coming up shortly. But yeah, other than that, it's time to do the old wet the whistle. And trust me, again, nothing special in here except 2 hydrogens and oxygen. Alright, Captain Geo, he says, what are my specs? Just off the top of my head, I can tell you right now that I am running a so it's an i7 10th generation Intel core with a NVIDIA 1080 GTX 1080 graphics card. It's a pretty strong system, and I'm hesitant to go pull it up right now because you know the sim world. This thing will crash just because you opened up something it didn't like. So I don't even want to go digging into that right now. But yeah, it's a pretty robust, again, GTX 1080 10th gen i7 processor. Never really have any problems, but I'll turn those specs down. Next time I'm in the game, I'll remember to take an image for you. I appreciate that, Chief Sim. And normally I don't have any problems running this machine. I do remember one time prior to several updates, I would think I was flying in a Telluride, and the textures on the plane were popping, and I was like, man, why is it doing that? And even the horizon. So then I turned X Enviro off. Actually, I just deleted it out of that file. I just moved it to the backup location and then started using Active Sky again. So but I see they have updated it, so I'm gonna give it a chance. Mama Shark, I'm pretty sure I've seen her. Hello, Mama Shark, and thanks for joining the stream. I'm pretty sure that is Chief Sim Pilot's mother. Somebody give me a thumbs up if I'm right. I've been trying to pay attention. As a kid just out of high school, this is from Kepmo25, you guys. As a kid just out of high school, I took the entrance exam to be a pilot for the Air Force, only to be told I was too tall. Rest in peace. I was so crushed, but never lost my love for aviation. Hi, okay, Chief Sim Pilot, that's your sis, not your mother. I was close. I knew it was in the family. Kepmo25, let me tell you something. I've never had a problem of being too tall. I am most certainly vertically challenged. So I'm 5'6", and stocky. My wife says I'm 5'2". I'm 5'2". Oh, okay, and I can see all in the fam. Okay, so Mama Shark is Geo's wife, so she's keeping an eye on all of y'all. She's keeping an eye on all you guys. That's how they do. That's why my wife is in the stream, so she can keep eyes on me. So that's good. That's good. No, that's awesome. That Captain Geo's wife's here. So again, welcome aboard, Mama Shark. We are behaving, just so you know. And my wife is moderating some of this too. So she's the cruise media. I love it. That's awesome. Well, yeah, so you got my wife on here. So there you go. We know who the bosses are, Mama Shark. We know who the bosses are, so we keep everything in perspective with regards to that. So that's all good. All right, let's get a quick snapshot of our health report here and figure out how things are going. Everything here is looking good here. Let's get this back into the status page, if we will. All right, we have that in the status page, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at our top of descent information so that we can absolutely stay ahead of the aircraft. Okay, here we go. Actually, let me give you guys a little bit better view there. All right, let's come down here and I'll get to the chat, and let's go to our progress page. And let's see here. Let's find out. Each aircraft is always somewhere different. Let's see, destination 2. It doesn't have our top of descent here. Let's look in the initial ref, and it's not there either. We can also, you got to check sometimes different places here to see where we're going to get that. So it will be back here probably in this progress page. Once we get close enough to top of descent, it's going to let us know. We can also double check that and get our own idea where top of descent would be. And you see here at Pilsner, we should be at flight level 339er. So that means here top of descent will happen between Kolsch and Pilsner. So that'll give us an indication of what's going on. and then we'll program the rest of that information in there. So the health report of the aircraft looks amazing. Back up here we go. So top of descent is not happening anytime soon. And okay here, LOL, everyone. All right, LOL, everyone lies. Oh, I'm really 6'5", with my shoes on. Hey, I feel you, Chief Sim Pilot. I'm like, 7 feet when I get on that ladder to change the filter for the heating. Captain Geo says, Mama Shark is the wonderful lady keeping me straight in this world, aka the wife. You know it. Hey, they always fine tune us every day. Even if we don't want them to, they do. Kevmo says she has shoes to throw too, so behave. I know that. Hey, they are accurate. They are accurate, What I find out in the military too, a lot of times women's are better shot than guys because we're very, one-track minded and think we know everything. Chiefs and Pilot says you won't get much here. He butters a lot, trying to be my competition. Chiefs and Pilot, you too nice, man. We'll see how we do today. We'll see. Mama Shark. Kevmo says, LOL, Captain Geo, we're on the same page. Haha, them shoes. Oh, there must be some with them shoes. Watch out. Hopefully they're Nikes or something like that. Make them be quality. Get hit by quality. Chiefs and Pilot, look at some of the vids. Man, I really, let me stretch my fingers out and all my stuff so I can make sure that all of my appendages work right so I can grease this for you guys. I just sent a screenshot of my own XEnviro setting in Discord. You can try it if you want to. I appreciate that. I'm gonna give it a try next time I come on and see if that XEnviro will act right for a brother. Just shut down the active sky and turn on XEnviro. Roger that. And that's actually what I did the other day. I didn't even start the active sky, and then I had the XEnviro on, and so I'm gonna give it a try, and we'll see how it is, because again, I like to have the immersion with the flight sim. So if we could get some snow represented in there, that'd be awesome. And if you guys notice in some of my streams, my wife is always laughing because I always seem to get my descent and I'm on final. There's some cloud, there's some weird wind, and there's always something in there. And I'm pretty sure it happens to you guys too, so I'm not alone, since you guys are flight simmers as well. So I know you guys feel my pain on that. Again, welcome aboard everybody to the stream. If you're just joining, we are on this flight UPS 318 full service from Chicago O'Hare on over to Denver International with a bunch of boxes and packages. Again, watch all those porch pirates. They are out there, and it doesn't matter if it's Christmas, they'll get you. Trust me that. I had a neighbor, so my wife and I had our house built and we closed on it in October of 2018. So we've only been on this home for just over 2 years. But I had a neighbor across the street who actually, he and his wife were headed to Vegas, because I live about 3.5 hours from Las Vegas, about 4 hours really with traffic. And anyway, he went inside for like 3 minutes. He left his suitcases on the side, and again, nice neighborhood, but they came out and the suitcases went bye-bye. So you got to watch some porch pirates. I don't even put my suitcases out now. You almost got to leave your house these days almost like you're a ninja. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure your OPSEC or your operational security is sound, meaning don't let them see you putting your suitcases in. Don't let them see you getting ready to leave, because they're always watching you. And don't put your stuff on social media either. Anyway, Captain Cooper, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Captain Cooper, thanks for asking. Let's see your X-Plane settings, then we'll tell you what to do. Okay, roger that. Mama Shark, be right back. About to start driving home. Yes, please drive safe, Mama Shark. Captain Chief Senpai says I have a beast of a system, and if the X-Plane settings too high, it kills it to -0, but also the X-Plane 11 settings Dre as well. Okay, got you. I feel you on that. Yeah, and my next one I'm thinking about getting a computer built. And honey, escúchame, mi amor, escúchame, te hablo ahora. I'm telling my wife, please listen, because honey, I'm thinking about getting that Jetstream, or Jetline Systems computer made. There's a guy that also does Flight Sim News, and his name is I can't think of his name. He's somewhere from Europe. Anyway, I'll think of his name in a minute, but his channel sponsored Frugal Sim. His name is Frugal Sim. I want to get one of those computers built with at least an i9. Oh, I see you. Hey, Chief. I hear you. I know I'm gonna bring that TBM out too. I got a few of them. I need to dust them off. You know what I'm saying? I need to dust them off for sure. All right, how are we doing? We are not quite yet halfway through the flight, but we are slowly getting there. You see the red flight status line is almost just to the K and KORD, which is good. It means we are cooking with Crisco. We'll keep chatting it up here on this UPS flight 318 full service from Denver to from O'Hare to Denver. But in the meantime, let me check my Vatsim scope and let's see what is cracking here. And as you can see, we're moving right along, and it looks nice and clear. These guys are headed to MSP in Las Vegas, or out of Las Vegas, headed to Minneapolis, St. Paul, I should say. So here we are, all by our lonesome, but not really, because I got you guys on board, which always makes a big difference. Again, thanks everyone for flying on Bub. Captain Cooper, it's me, Lonnie. I changed my name. Okay, so we got a couple other folks here that are familiar with each other, which is awesome. So we are flying high right now. Let's go check out the first officer side, or that would be you guys if you're on board. And let's get a little canted view here. Let me see if I put us a GoPro view here. Okay, we got this seat right here. We got the jump seat. Oh, and this jump seat. That's the view I put in there. Okay, I was just double checking. I couldn't remember what views I set up. Anyway, here's a nice little look at the Midwest. Right here on this nice 40,000 feet view of the wonderful Earth, which we need to take care of. Alright, so we'll ride on this side for a second, just because you guys are bosses as well, and I want you guys to have some time here. Alright, here Captain Geo says, asking for a new PC build. The wife will give you that side. Right, I know, wink wink. Wink, wink, you know, wink, wink for sure, guys. So yeah, so I can remember, man, time passes so quickly. I can remember flying Microsoft Flight Simulator 9, and before that, actually 2002. Then FS 2004. 2009, and then finally Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, which was X. And I can remember my computer back then. I always was in need of a computer to do just that much more to scale up my flying. And then I can remember I finally, you know, said, honey, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get a computer. This was back maybe 2016, 2017, and I bought this computer. And just to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator, because I had invested so much money in all of the add-ons and the scenery, the airports, all of the plugins, the weather. I had because it didn't have a native camera set to it. I had got this, I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it was a camera set that you had to get there in order to even just have views. And anyway, so I got this computer and then turned around, jumped straight over to X-Plane because it could run it. And I did look back to FSX, but just never could find myself going back to that 32-bit system. And then I have P3D version 4, which is 64-bit, but it basically looks like FSX. So every time I would jump in X-Plane, I would like, this is it. So now I've been using this computer for a while, flying X-Plane, which I love, of course. But you know what? I'm going to be scaling it up because my dad has Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, which I've been keeping a sharp eye on. I know many of you content creators have it, like Chief Sim and XP72, who I watch as well, which I know he's a part of y'all's group. But yeah, I definitely am going to get another computer because I'm going to be doing Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I'm just waiting for a few of the bugs to get worked out, but I definitely see the streams and I'm loving it. Oh yes, Captain Geo. Oh man, you know that too. I drive American Truck Simulator too, brother. I absolutely do. Matter of fact, one of the videos on my channel is X-Plane meets American Truck Simulator. Check it out. We do a flight from Southern California to Flagstaff, Arizona, and I have a garage on the American Truck Simulator in Flagstaff, and then we do I think we go to Yuma or something like that. But hey, Captain Geo, man, it's always wonderful meeting somebody else to continue letting you know there's people out there that like your hobby as well. So yes, I'm definitely an American Truck Simulator fan, and coming up in the future, I am definitely going to do a fusion of the two again. I'm going to do a live stream of that. So you guys will be seeing that too on the Dre Sanchez channel. Hopefully in the next few streams I'll plan to do that. I got to do some dry rehearsal with that, of course, just simply because you guys know how it goes. We don't want a system crash. Let's see if we come in here now and get that top of descent. Let's see here. I'm going to read this very closely to make sure I'm not missing that top of descent, even though I see it already. So it'll be coming up soon. You guys can see it right here. So if we come here and we take a look, just as promised before, our top of descent as we calculated would be between Kolsch and Pilsner. So there's our top of descent right there. And this is all the way out to 320 nautical mile range. So this is just under 320 nautical miles away for our top of descent. So we still have quite some time to cruise here. So we will not be focused on how much airtime we have here. We're going to be focused on how much we can connect and talk and chat it up here. All right, guys, here, let's see. I stream both X-Plane and American Truck Simulator and got my wife into streaming it too on her channel. What? I'm for sure checking that out. I will most certainly be subscribing 100%, no doubt in my mind, Captain Geo. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go subscribe to you right now. They say no. Oh, and I see you subscribe here, so it's gonna make it easy. They say no texting and flying, but they didn't say anything about no subscribing and flying. So I'm just saying. All right, Captain Geo. Boom. Consider it done. Consider it done. All right. Who else is on here too? Captain Cooper. Let me look for you. I'm gonna subscribe to you as well. I'm also gonna subscribe to Mama Shark. All right, Captain Cooper. It looks like you have. Let me see if I can see your. It's like 2 A's. Let me double check here. All right. There we go. All right. So Captain Geo. Got it. You are most welcome, brother. Captain Cooper. I will be most certainly be looking for your information as well. Let me do Mama Shark in the house. Let me check that out as well. All right, moving right along. All right. My dad, let's see. God, thanks, brother. Captain Cooper, my dad crashes every time when playing Microsoft Flight Sim. Yeah, you know what? Not my dad, but almost. My dad is actually the one that got me in the flight sim, Captain Cooper, and but he just got it to where he can take off. He didn't really learn any of the procedures, so this was all the way back in the 90s, and then I got into it, but then my inquisitive self was like, hey, how do you know to get an ILS, or how do you know to navigate? What are you supposed to use? Da da da. So it definitely was a journey, but then I just took it one level up, and now he's actually interested in learning all the procedures now, as he has Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. He just bought a new computer, so that's funny. And that's at Mama Shark YouTube link. Thank you, Captain Geo. Let me pull that up. All right. Keep the volume down here. Alright, don't mind me. I'm just trying to Okay. Let me look for Mama Shark now. At Mama Shark. It was funny when I first pulled out Mama Shark. I got a bunch of you guys remember the baby shark? Doot doot doot. Yeah, that's what I pulled up first. All right. See here, still trying to look. I'll get it together. I'll get it together. Anyway, we are continuing our journey here on this wonderful flight, UPS 318 from O'Hare. And actually, we do have some ATC that came on board. So let's see if they are going to require anything from us. They haven't sent us any message yet. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So we do have some ATC on board now, which is Minneapolis Center. But they haven't contacted us yet, so maybe we'll do our due diligence. It's because we're great individuals. So 1334. So let's go 133.4. And we'll get it switched up. All right. All right, and let's check in really quick. Let's turn these wonderful tunes down slightly. Let's see what we get. Minneapolis Center, UPS 318, checking in flight level 400. And maybe they're on.
UPS 318 Minneapolis Center, good evening, squawk 7006.
Okay, 7006 in the box, UPS 318. Alright, so now we can put our new squawk code of 7006 in. Again, because we're rule followers and we are great flight simmers here. We are following rules today here. So we'll see if we get any other. And I'm assuming he came on because there's a couple of flights headed.
Yes, 40 miles north of Lincoln, New York.
Alright. So, we're good to go there. Alright. Switch up the old jams there.
Good evening, Delta 337, flight level 340, flying over Oscar.
Delta 337, Minneapolis Center, enter contact from the Omaha Viewer, squawk 7053.
ATC be turned down slightly. Yes, sir.
7053, Delta 337.
So I will turn the ATC down right now for you. Let's see here. COM 1 volume. We'll see how that works. At 90%. Alright, Chief Sim, we'll see if that works. Keep that ATC turned down.
Delta 337, verify 7053.
And I turn it down. Chief Sim, let me know how that sounded, or if it was too loud. We can definitely mix that down here, because we're all about giving out gifts this year. And we will turn it down if it's too loud.
337, like you.
All right. Anyway, we are in ATC's purview for a little bit until we get out of that center, and then we'll see if that makes any difference or motivates Denver Center to come online, we'll check that out for sure. All right, so in fine fashion, let's go ahead and get a weather update now. The air here is nice and smooth, nothing to complain here for UPS 318.
Okay, thanks. So Delta 337, a UPS jet headed off your 11 o'clock position, about 40 miles or so north of Lincoln, westbound 40 smooth.
Alright, we're limited to 390 at the moment.
Alright, so they were just asking how the air was here.
Okay.
So air here is pretty smooth.
Okay, Mini Center United 369, flight level 360 smooth.
Headed 369 Minneapolis underscore 1524.
Anyway, fine fashion. Let's go ahead and get a weather update. And the weather update at this point is the winds are still out of the north at 330 at 7 knots. Few clouds at 6,500. Scattered at 12,000 and broken at flight level 220. There is 10 miles of visibility. Altimeter is 2967 with an outside
contact 40 miles southeast of Worthington, VR, altitude flight level 360.
Now what we can do, folks, is let's see if we can go ahead and make all concessions for landing on runway 35 right.
Southwest 6285. If you can expedite your
What we
climb
can do is we'll bring this in
need you out of 37 within the next,
we are essentially going to see what it looks like when we get to our arrival. You can see here, right here, that's when our arrival starts. Alright, so now what we want to do is see how that arrival makes sense for us. So if we do approaches from Logger 2, and I don't know what's going on with that song. Alright. Anyway, we're approaching runway 35 right, and we'll be doing ILS 35 light right. Let me go back up because it was saying Logger 2 approaches, Z7, okay. Anyway, back here to 35 right, we'll be doing the ILS, and we'll be doing that from, one second here, getting a message from the wife. Alright, that's funny. The ATC is coming in extremely loud. So my wife just stepped over and flagged me down. So let me get that situated here. Alright. Let me go back over here into the plugin and turn that ATC down. Alright, I turned it down for COM 1 and COM 2, so hopefully that will make a difference. So this is essentially what I'm doing here. Here's all my setup. So I just turned the AC, was all the way up here, so I'm turning these COM down. So let's see if that works for you guys. Hopefully it does. Apologize, but I appreciate you hitting me that up, Chief Sim, so you guys let me know if that gets turned down. Alright, let us get back to this ILS. And again, we're saying, what are we taking that from? Dory Boss. Let me see what our actual heading is, or actual flight plan says here. So it won't be from any of those. So let's, before we make this determination, well, let's just see what we do here. Let's look on the approach really quick. All right. So if we can assume we're coming down on the Logger 2. So we're approaching the airport from the northwest in the direction of, or northeast in the direction of the southwest. So obviously for runway 35 right, it wants us to go track to dog. And here is dog right here. So now as we take a look at this transition, we'll keep in mind that that's where it's at. So dog is down here, and we'll see where we transition. Here's Pea Pint. I don't know if that was one of them, but if it is, we'll look at that. So now we can come back over here and go to approaches. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at using watch, I'm going to do all this and it's going to change anyway. So there's Pearl. There's Boss and there's Pearl. To give us more time to get in there, we'll pick Boss, and then if we need to make a shortcut, we will. And there's Dory, which Dory's basically ready.
Good. There's forward 4 Juliet Sierra, SR-22 on the ground at Storm Lake Sierra Lima Bravo. I would like to pick up a climb to VFR on top of the Ford Dodge DLR, please.
All right, now.
414 Juliet Sierra, Minneapolis Center. Okay, I don't have a flight one on file for you.
My dad says feeling lonely. Squawk 7500. There you go. Squawk 7500 got you there, Captain Cooper. Hopefully that ATC was turned down, so you guys let me know that. Now you guys can also see here, we're reeling it in here, so our top of descent is literally 160 nautical miles away, so pretty soon here it's going to be time to go to work, guys. So let's finish taking a look at our arrival again. So anyway, we said if we come hit Boss, I'm pretty sure we could, let's just do Pearl. Let's see what that gives us. So now back to the approaches.
I should have one now for us. There's 4 Juliet Sierra.
All right.
Juliet Sierra, cleared to the Fort Dodge VOR, I'm sorry, cleared from the Sierra Lima Bravo Airport to the Fort Dodge VOR, via direct. Climb to, let me get this right here, sorry. Let's do climb and maintain 5,000 for now, and not on top by 5,000, stay intentions.
Coming in. So otherwise, I might have to switch the music to a
Time
different channel.
0432, clearance void off by 0440, and climb report reaching VFR on top. It's not on top by 5,000, advise of intentions.
Hopefully that ATC is not coming in too loud now. Anyway, this still looks kind of weird, but yet it's doable. Let's try. Okay, let's try a different approach.
Sorry, I show, I guess you're looking for 11.5. Climb and maintain 11,000. If not on top by 11,000, stay intentions, and advise squawk 4514, I'm sorry, 4515, and rest to read that correct.
Alright, getting his read back there. We said from Pearl. Let's see what from Teller looks like. That's even worse.
Frequency change approved. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
So let's keep working this issue. Let's go and see what Boss has us looking like. Okay, so I just think we will. That's way too far south, and we don't even need to do that. We're not that scared.
Yes, 318 is leaving my airspace. Denver Center is closed. Frequency change approved. Take care.
Okay, frequency change approved to Unicom. Thanks for ATC. Happy holidays, or Happy New Year, I should say, for UPS 318. All right, so back over to Unicom. Now we can get our jams going back on because ATC is not going to be an issue on this one. All right. ATC was shortly lived as promised. All right. Anyway, back to the mission at hand, which is most certainly figuring out our arrival. Okay, so we'll pick Dory for our transition, which still means we'll have to get downwind and still manually do it, but we'll pick Dory, so I like that. So now what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to do exactly that. So, one thing I need to check is we have 84 nautical miles to Brewery. So at this point, guys, I'm going to square up the heading. And now we're on the heading mode. No changes, of course. The reason why, we're getting ready to mess with our departure and arrival, and we don't want any mistakes here. So let's see the stars. You know we have that active, so now we are going to most certainly work on our approach. We're doing ILS 35 right. And now let's still make sure the star is in there. Transition Brewery. And again, I believe we said it was going to be from Dari. Let's double check that. Alright, so let's go ahead and do it. This I-35 right for Dory. Now let's go over to the route. Alright, it didn't like that, so let's go back over here and do that again. So now we're going to do our ILS. I'm going to hit execute next time. Let's see, 35 right. We want to make sure we're doing the logger 2. And from Dory, now let's just execute that. Now let's go back to the legs page. All right. So, I like what I see. Even though we are not going to go direct when we do that, I just want to have it in there. By the time we do that, we will most certainly... Okay, so now we can get our lateral navigation back in tune. And one other thing we're going to do is we're also going to put our... let's look at our initial ref, approach. Let me go here, Mach 0.84. So I'm gonna fix our Mach speed. All right, so all we need to do now is go over to our menu, and we want to go to our performance, and we're gonna change our Mach speed to what we're currently doing. Cost index, Let's see if it'll let me do it here. Let's see, thrust limit, cruise. And we'll be okay. Right now, what are we cruising at? 8. All right, so the aircraft's going to slow down. I don't want it to slow down. I want to put it on the the VNAV feature. So we're going to lose a little bit of speed, and there's a reason why I'm doing that. We want to go ahead and already set our MCP altitude for lower. So we're going to do that now. All right, down here we go. Okay, now what we want to do as well, before we get super comfortable with this information in there, let's go ahead and put this in the plan mode. And we'll have to go higher here. Like such. Now let's go into the plan mode, and we need to decrease the range. Maybe we'll do 20 at first. Let's step through it. There's our top of descent. Alright, then you can see what we saw here. We're going to come down here. Once we get to dog, we'll essentially make sure that we're on a straight heading. We'll square the heading so we stay downwind. And there's Dory, and then there's our final right there. So that looks good, guys. So essentially when we get here, we'll make sure we stay on the heading and come all the way around, come back, get the ILS, and we should have something decent there to work with. So I like the way that looks. Now we can increase our range again, of course. Now, one thing we want to pay attention to now is our speeds and altitudes. So at the bottom of our last descent information, once we look at the chart, should be 210 at 11,000 feet at dog. So let's double check that. All right, so we're going to go back to our star, to the logger 2. Alright, Owen Fast, welcome back. Okay, I'm back. Let's ascend down into Denver. We're about to make it happen shortly. Alright, so again, we're making sure that information matches up. You always want to double check your star charts or your arrival charts, your departure charts with what's actually in your FMS. So here we have at dog 210 knots at 11,000, and this is the appropriate one. Landing runways 35 left, 35 right. So that is us all day long. And then here's some other ones to pay attention to. Yuppie at 15,300. So let me get that out so I can see it. And then we'll make sure that makes sense. All right. So dog, we said 210 at 11. Yuppies at 250. 15,000 is fine. That's at the top of it, but that's fine. And even if we're not perfectly down, it doesn't matter. We'll be downwind anyway for that approach. And then of course we know Denver at the time we're at 11,000 feet. You guys also have to keep in mind that Denver's elevation is 5,434 feet. So really here at 11,000 feet, we're really only 6,000 feet above the deck. So, as we say in the Army, above the marching surface. So we are happy with the way that looks. We'll get that back there. Then of course, once we start descending, we're going to do our check on the weather again so that we can calculate which flaps we're landing and for the speeds and so on and so forth. Again, everybody who's on the stream, let me clear my throat here. All right, need some H2O. Again, we are flying in this UPS 747-800 Foxtrot. We are UPS 318 heading on over to Denver from Chicago O'Hare with a bunch of packages. The message for today is watch out for those porch pirates. They will steal your packages. So I'm bringing them to you, and then what you do with them is all up to you. Just make sure it gets in your house safely, because the UPS man and the FedEx man, well, now it's okay because of COVID, but prior to that, even when we didn't want them to, they would just knock and run. You would come open your door like, hey man, you would look down, your package was there, and they were already driving down the street. So but now it's okay that they're doing that because of, you know, our current health situation here globally. So anyway, we're not going to belabor that. It is what it is. We're survivors, we're resilient, we're tenacious, so can't hold us down. Health report here still looks good. I'm still going to figure out here what this fuel tank engine situation is. I've gotten that before. Again, when I get it in like a 737, it's usually you get something when the center tank is all dried up. Up here, all these need to be on. The center tanks aren't even on. So not quite sure why that is even an issue. Other than maybe these cross valves to the center may need to be shut off. I'm not going to do it, but I'm thinking that's what it is, and that's giving me a message saying, hey, but again, I'll research that. All right, we still have 25,600 pounds of fuel on board. Cruising right along. Uh-oh, guys, we're reeling it in. You can see that there. The top of descent here is roughly 85 to so nautical miles there. So once the descent happens, it gets real. I got high expectations to meet. My boy Chiefs and Pilots putting a lot of pressure on me. He's putting a lot of pressure on me to have a great landing. He's talked me up, and now I gotta produce. You can't hide. It's like being a UFC fighter. Once you get in that cage, there's no hiding. So there's not gonna be any hiding on this landing. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do. Hopefully we get this bad boy at least an acceptable landing, right? We'll see what happens though. So we've done a fair bit of pre-planning for our arrival. So we won't belabor that process either. Does anybody have any streams coming up tomorrow that I should know about? Let me check my old trusty Discord here. Alright, let's see. Message General. Let me see. It says Dre's playing X-Plane. That's good. So that's connected. And message at Nightbot. I'm just tracking some things for flying along with. All right. Just trying a little something, seeing what this thing does here. Messing with this night plot in Discord. I don't know if that did anything. I don't see any Nightbot on there, so that probably didn't work. So I'll figure that piece out. And Captain Geo, I do see your specs here, so thank you for that, sir. On my Discord. All right, send a little message out there. All right. Still got to figure that Discord madness out, but I'll do that at a later time. Let's see how we're doing here. Let me see if the FMS now will give us the actual top of descent. And it still doesn't say it here. 222 still doesn't say that. Let's see. So I guess it doesn't say it on here. I'm like, I know it says it somewhere. Which, again, I think it's going to say it here, but it just doesn't say it until we get closer. If I remember correctly. We'll see if I do or if I don't. Alright, here we go. I really am enjoying this Sunday stream with you all. We should be descending here shortly. We are working down the miles on this flight on over to Denver. So again, hoping for a great landing. We'll see what's going on. Well, let me sit up in here, this old guy. There we go. Sometimes I don't realize how long. I actually have a very expensive seat that I use, but sometimes the armrests, the way they come up, I could take them off, I guess, which I should. Matter of fact, that's what I'll do. But right now, my children use it in their computer, their office, if you will, the kids' office. And man, I need to get that thing back, because now that I'm doing more streaming here, I find myself sitting here quite a bit. And oh, absolutely, Chief. Thank you for joining, and thank you for bringing the click, my brother. I appreciate you staying on board. And we just working the miles down, man. We working the miles down. I hope to continue to build up and dovetail in with the flight sim community that you're integrating me in. It's the funny thing is, years ago, you know, when I had this idea of making videos, I never knew it would, you know, metastasize and scale up to what I'm doing now, which hopefully it continues to grow. If not, I'm still going to do just this because I enjoy doing this. This is my mental escape away. I mean, and half the times I'm going back and forth because I love hanging out with my spouse. She is my best friend. We do everything together, literally. You know, she and my kids are the reason. It sound cheesy, the reason why I get up, but you know, and then flight sim. You know, I have that. Those are my escapes. You know, when I go to work and grind, that goes without saying. I'm gonna put 110%. But again, it can't be all work and no play, no mental, you know, nurturing. You know, so this is my way of being mindful. If you know what mindfulness techniques are, this helps me to center myself anyway. So I am enjoying doing this. And so as I continue to get better with things like Discord and more of the interaction piece, I look forward to having, you know, an amazing time with everybody involved and just getting good content. I do love flying with ATC because there's always an interesting something going on, whether it's on Vatsim or Pilot Edge. So that's fun. So we'll figure out how we can innovate and have fun. Like I said, I think a future stream, thinking about doing another immersion of an X-plane flight and then a American truck simulator route. So I'll tether those two together in one stream, and I'll figure out how that's going to work. Captain Cooper says, in my country, it's Monday, 6:50 in the morning. Well, Captain Cooper, thank you for joining us all the way from your country. Kepmo25, me too, Chief Pilot. I second that. Thanks. Yes, absolutely. Thanks to you both for staying on board. Kepmo and Chief and Geo and Mama Shark and Wifey and Lonnie and everybody else here that I hope I'm not missing. Yes, you guys are making this more enjoyable. Honestly, sometimes I think about, man, what am I gonna chit chat about on a 2-hour flight? So you guys are definitely making the chit chat piece a breeze. And as you guys can see here, we are reeling in that top of descent there at Kolsch. So again, if we remember, 11,000 is the bottom of our standard terminal arrival. So we're going to set our MCP for 11,000 feet so the aircraft will descend on its own. You can see we're getting a little bit of slight chop here. So we're just going to put our target altitude down to 11,000 for now. Booyah! And one thing, again, I love about some of these aircraft, you don't even have to type in the course heading or the localizer frequency because it does it for you. So now you can see here in the primary flight display, we have 11,000 set up in the target, and the vertical navigation is now handling the aircraft. We're at Mach 8.848. It tastes great. Of course, that doesn't mean much. Our ground speed got a little better. Those winds died down slightly, and they're kind of hitting us basically off of our 11 o'clock, if you will. Mama Sark just saw Captain Barks landing. Cooper, where are you from? My wife is asking Captain Cooper. Nice. Mama Sark says, awesome stream. We'll definitely come back for more. Sweet. Nice. Got my wonderful wife moderator. Hey, you know what? Chief Sim, you might have been causing me a little heartache here. You recommended that my wife be the moderator now, and now she's taken that job. I think you did it last stream I was doing, or maybe 2 before, I can't remember. Now she's the moderator. Now I gotta pay her. I'm thinking she's gonna want some payment after this, man. So You know, we'll see if we can pay in laundry, or any of that type of stuff. Even though I don't mind doing laundry, she knows that I do it all the time. Oh, nice. I'm from South Africa. Captain Cooper, all the way from South Africa. Well, thank you for joining us from so far away. And a little fun fact about me, I do have obviously a lot of African ties, but a part of my nationality on my father's side, of course, is Black Portuguese. So that's my African connection over there, because Cape Verde, or Cabo Verde, is off the north, east, or western coast of Africa. You know, just southwest of Portugal. And so I'm fluent in Spanish, obviously. There, couldn't be fluent in Spanish and have the name Sanchez. That just doesn't make sense. But I am not fluent in Portuguese, unfortunately. So I need to tap into my Portuguese fam bam in Rhode Island. And, you know, I know a few stuff like como vai você and a couple little stuff probably shouldn't be said, but that's it. But it's very similar to Spanish. And I see now Mama Shark and Wifey are connecting there, which is good. Again, keeping us fellers online. Alright, let's go on to the next jam there. Alright. Doing good, doing good. Let's look and see if we got that top of descent coming into progress yet. It's gonna bug me. Now it's there. I told you, look, it doesn't, so it won't give you, once you get to cruise, it won't give you your top of descent information here far out, but if you look on your multi-function display far out, it will. So you see we're approaching that, so let's change the range to 80 now. You can see that top of descent is coming very quickly, but we are already set up to follow that. We have already put our target altitude to 11,000 feet. So as Captain Cooper wished, he is ready for us to start descending into the Denver area. All right, moving right along, folks, moving right along, and we're about to get this Boeing 47800 Foxtrot on the ground. Let's go back in here and take a look-see. We are in the cabin here, of course, flying out, and if we look this way, there you go. I do like what they did with this aircraft. They most certainly made some changes, especially with the passenger version of this from SSG Simulations, where you can now see the cab. All right, here you go, guys. We are now starting our descent into the Denver area, so it's getting real now. Yeah, they said thank you. I bring my shoe with me. Look at that, guys. They're already banding together to hit us with shoes when we misbehave. So on that note, we'll be behaving for sure. No doubt. Alright, guys. Once again, we are headed on our way down into the Denver area. And again, let's keep it at about, we'll keep it right there at the 80 mark. And let me go check our weather once again. Time now is 0500 Zulu. Alright, and now the winds have changed. So it's going to keep it interesting for us. So now you guys can see the winds are at 260 at 5 knots. So this is probably going to be our latest information. And visibility is slightly below. Well, it's at 10 miles, so that's still good, keeping it VFR, but our got some broken clouds, 9,000 feet and below. So now let's look and see if we can pick a different optimal runway for that 26 heading, and we might need to make some changes here. All right. So we actually do have a runway 26. It's 12,000 feet runway. So I do believe that, let me look at the approaches for that. Make sure there's no reason for us not to take that one. Okay, so there is an ILS for 26. So folks, we are, as you guys saw that wind, we are gonna change our runway to 26 right now because the winds are out of 26, and again that was modified at we're gonna wait a little bit. We're gonna wait a little bit just because if that changes again, that'll probably update here again shortly. So we're gonna stick with what we have for now, and then make sure that we're keeping our eye on the prize. But the altimeter is 2966 rather. All right. So let me see if this works. Like, there we go. So 2966. Now we do have that set up so that once we get below 18,000 feet, we'll be ready to go there. And let's also go into the descent checklist. See if we're missing any marks there. Recall check, notes check, auto brake, landing data. So the runway's 12,000 feet. Winds are at 5. So let's go ahead and make adjustments now on our landing data. Alright, so we got flaps 30 or flaps 25. And I believe we're going to just go ahead and do the flaps 30. Not a huge difference. So we're going to choose that flap speed there. So right now, here's our ILS, our course heading at 353. And we'll be at flaps 30, of course, which makes our VREF 155, which at this point, with the winds at 5 knots, makes our approach speed 160. All right. And again, we'll get a little closer. Let's see how many additional legs we have to do. Okay, we're here at logger. 29, doo-doo-doo. What to do, what to do. What to do, what to do. Let me go to Google really quick and just type in another. Let's go to see, because sometimes FlightAware doesn't update. Caden Metter. Alright, let's see, 26 or 250453, okay. Winds, yep, so, okay, so this one was updated at 0453 Zulu, so that's it, folks. So, what I did is I went to a different website and got the most updated one, so the winds are at 2605 knots, that is the most latest and greatest. So we're going to go switch this to runway 26, which means we need to put this right back in the heading mode. Alright, heading mode is activated. Now we need to come here, go to a departure or arrival. Now we need to select ILS 26, which is right here. All right, 26. Boom, boom is selected. All right, and this is for. Let's go over here to route now and take a look at it. Well, let's go to legs now. From fuzz. All right, so all right, logger above 19, dogs to 11. Okay, now let's go here. And you see that? That would have caused us to turn around because the aircraft was saying direct brow read, but it's not. We are direct logger. So I'm glad that we check on that. So now we're direct logger. Now we can put our lateral navigation back on, of course. And you can see we're descending down quite a bit faster just because every logger we're supposed to see P-pint. All right, first of all, let's go into our plan mode here, and I'll get to you guys here in the chat in a second. Things are happening rather quickly. All right, let's step down here, see what we got. All right, so essentially, from burp, we need to go direct to fuzz. Okay, so we need to fix this up a little bit. So, burp, C17, yuppie. So we essentially need to get it direct to go to fuzz. Okay, so what we'll do is once we get to, let's change this back out over here. So once we get direct burp, then we'll go direct fuzz, and I'm gonna start handling the descent now. So at fuzz on the approach, we need to be at 9,000 feet. All right, now let's go ahead and take over. There we go. So right at fuzz, we'll have 19,000 feet. And we'll continue. Let's get our speed slowed down a little bit now. We're coming in kind of hot because we're not that far out, folks. All right, let's actually. So the airport is about 40 nautical miles away. Once we get to burp, we're going to go direct to fuzz, folks. And that's how we roll. And we'll still be where we need to be. Aircraft is picking up a little bit of speed. So let's go ahead and for that runway auto brake, we're going to go for 2. And let's also put some of our speed brake out. All right. We've got our flight D10 out, which is slowing us down. Now we are direct burp. Once we get to burp, we will then go direct to fuzz for runway 26. All right, guys, here we go. Let's see here. Do you guys like the Antov 225? That's a Russian. I love Antovs. I love watching videos, Captain Cooper, about Antovs. I showed my wife one the other day as well. I do, but don't fly it. I don't fly it either. But I do. My only aircraft from that region, I guess, would be the, which is not an Antov, but it's a Fokker 50. If you know what that is, I think that's a Russian-made aircraft as well, but correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. Anyway, let's focus on what we're doing. All right, let's get this off standard, and let's get that brake off. All right. So we are almost to burp. We have about 4.3 nautical miles at burp. So folks, this is the time where we shut the music down because all bets are off. All right. There we go. Music is getting shut down. And you guys can see that aircraft. Denver traffic UPS 318 is direct burp, crossing burp in at now, time now, descending to logger 2 at 12,900, going direct fuzz for runway 26 full stop for Denver international traffic. All right, guys, so as promised now, let's come down here and we're going to go direct fuzz. Let's execute that. Now the aircraft is going to turn direct to fuzz. And now, of course, we need to bring that speed way down. All right. And we are passing below 10,000 feet. So let's go landing lights on. Everything there is good to go. Let's look at our flap speed. So at 285 knots, we can go for flaps 1. The good thing is we're going to bleed speed now crazy like because we got our localizer activated, because now we're starting to level out. All right, speed check flaps 1. Flaps 2 is at 265. Speed check flaps 2, and we are taking the speed brake off. And now, no matter what, we're going to go direct over here. That looks like a good angle to approach. And you can see the localizer information coming alive here. So now, essentially, let's check our approach speed is going to be 160. And if you look there, we don't have far to go, folks, until we make this happen. So let's get our landing check. Landing lights are all on. Let's go through this checklist. All right, altimeters for approach, landing, speed brake arm, landing gear, and flaps. Okay, we're taking gear down now at this point. Speed check. Flaps 10. Gear is coming down. And this is going to be a slow enough turn, so we're just pretty much going to get down to 170. All right, we're in the madness now, folks. We are in the madness. So hopefully that localizer comes alive and we capture that. All right. Let's go ahead and go for our approach speed. We are going speed check flaps full. You can hear that engine starting to roar. Alright. She's not quite on the localizer, but there is the glide slope. Alright, no worries there. Let's just get this bad boy back to the heading and get lined up on the runway. For whatever reason, we didn't catch it. Alright, and we are still high, so let's... Alright, let's see here. Let's disengage this. Get the auto throttle off. Alright, let's slide over and get a little reference here. And we're going to get back on that glide slope. Alright, flaps are selected to full. Alright, kind of floaty here, but we're trying to catch that glide slope. We do have a visual of the runway. Denver traffic, UPS 318 is on short final for runway 26 full stop, Denver traffic. Alright. Oh, now the localizer wants to get itself captured. You guys see that? That's alright. We're not scared. Let's get a better look. Landing gear is down. 3 green. Auto brakes are armed. Alright, guys. We managed to save that. Super shaky here. I'm just going to trim the aircraft down slightly. Alright, I am manually handling her. Still says we are a bit high, but that's okay. Just gonna hang out right here. Throwing in a little bit more power here. Alright, we are on the glide slope now. And we've got the poppy lights, 2 red, 2 white. We're right at our approach speed of 160. About a knot higher. I'm trimming the aircraft down, guys. Slowing back on that speed slightly. Alright, right now we are 510 feet above the field. There you go.
400.
Alright, glide slope.
300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh, definitely a hard landing. Negative 393. Alright. Reversers are out. Speed is bleeding. Not the best landing at all. Alright, we almost got 80 knots. Alright. Applying some wheel brakes, reverse free. And we got a hard landing on this bad boy, and I'm pretty sure it's because I landed at the full flaps. Even though -3, I'll still take it. Let's see if we can go further down. Alright, let me get my taxi chart up. So we got ourselves a hard landing. That's okay, we're going to get all the way off at Lima. Or actually, we'll get off here at... let's clean up the aircraft. Get off here on Romeo 9. A little stuttering there on the sim. Denver traffic, UPS 318 is clear of runway 26. We'll be taxiing into the ramp via Echo Echo Lima to the Bravo terminal for Denver International. Alright, let's come to a little halt here. And alright, let's clean that speed brake up here. Alright, speed brake is cleaned up. Flaps are up. Selected and up. And let's come up top now and get all of our landing lights off. And we'll leave runway turn off light and all that up. And let's go ahead and get our APU rolling. Get that up and going. Flaps are up. And let's go ahead and continue. Oh, one thing we got to get to is our strobe needs to come to off. Alright, so now we're going to taxi Lima and Echo Echo. We will get, actually we should get on Mike and get off on Echo Charlie. So let's go ahead and taxi. Alright guys. Sorry, no butter landing. I see Captain Cooper says his dad in real life, I guess, has harder landings than that. And again, it said hard landing, so it is still a realistic landing, but I gotta take it. It was no butter landing, and which is okay. That just means I do more practice in the Boeing 747. In order to get that butter landing, so I'm not worried about it. I got to take my lumps. Chief Sim talked me all the way up, so I still got to practice. So next time I'm gonna get you guys a butter landing on this. But a landing of -3, whatever it is still a realistic landing in the real world. The good thing is there's nobody jolted except the crew, because it's a bunch of packages on board. So hopefully there wasn't a whole bunch of iPhone 12s or something I shook up there. Alright, right at 29 on the taxi speed, which is fine. And right now we are on Mike. We are going to take Mike all the way down. It looks like Echo Charlie. Denver traffic, UPS 318 is taxiing to the Bravo terminal on Mike, Echo Charlie for the Bravo terminal for Denver International. Alright, update that. So appreciate you guys saying all of that. We still made it. Chief Sim Pilot says, hey, nice. Again, Captain Cooper, my dad, did harder landings. I know, but that's, you know how we roll. We got to stay competitive. So, you can best believe I'll be getting me some more training there. That, at the end of the approach, was kind of rushed. I was thinking about doing a go-around to get it more stabilized, but it wasn't even necessarily the approach. It was just that we had a hard landing. We came in a little bit. Well, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to take a look and see exactly how we made it here into the Denver area. So again, I definitely appreciate you guys flying on board and hanging out with me. We're going to get a couple of replays coming up here in a second. Alright, we're rolling right along. Alright, Echo Charlie should be our next one. So, right, Echo Charlie to the left and Bravo Sierra to the right. Make our nice little right turn here. All right, folks, this has definitely been an enjoyable time in this big old huge, and actually, you know what? I don't even know what I was thinking, guys. You guys should have been correcting me here. I don't know why I was looking at that. We need to definitely look for one of these. We'll probably just pull into one of these cargo stands right here, because we really should have went to the actual terminal. I mean the cargo terminal, which I didn't do. So for the sake of brevity, because I sure forgot we were flying UPS and not a passenger aircraft, we're just going to come right over here to this stand because we can. I think I was taken back by my horrible landing. So we're just going to pull her up right here. All right, just easing right up. All right. There we go. Let's get that old rusty dusty, make sure that parking brake is set. All right, and of course we can come right over here and make sure our APU generator is on, and of course we can shut all those engines down now, and we'll get those lights off. And we're getting ready to go for a replay here. All right, we can go ahead and turn the beacon off now. We'll keep the nav and the wing on, and turn our runway turn-off lights off as well. And we turn the beacon, his strobe is off. Man, we are doing good for a shutdown here. Now let's go for that replay, folks. Let us get into the replay and see exactly how we did. I'll be right back with you on this replay. Again, thank you everybody for the wonderful comments. Let's see here. Let me make sure I disconnect from the old Vatsim network so we don't get ourselves in any trouble. All right, now let's go ahead and get this replay crack-a-lacking so that I can get you wonderful folks on your way for the evening. And hopefully it's not too bad. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, we were coming in fine fashion. Look pretty stable there. Hello, P squared. Welcome back. All right. Had a nice little profile there. Apparently there is no tower view from that. So we'll watch it this way. So actually not too bad, guys. I mean, it was a little harder landing, but our profile was good. Again, I think, I mean, not bad at all. Actually, not too bad, guys. You know, let's run that back again. And, hey, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I'm not pretty, I'm very happy with that. Let's come over here and take a look at this profile again. And it was a hard landing, again, I think because it was flaps. Wasn't butter, but the profile was pretty decent. See, I tried to float it a little bit. It's not even touching yet. I mean, it was still a soft touchdown. I mean, look at that. They just barely start touching now. That didn't look hard at all. I don't know. What do you guys think? P squared. That is a Boeing 747-800. Hold on, guys. Let's look at it from my wife's view. I mean, it said hard landing, and I'm gonna have to take it, but that profile was pretty doggone slick. Okay, let's look at this again here. I still like the way we landed it. I still think that as a team we did great. Look here, I'm trying. The wheels haven't even touched yet. Look, I just floated it just ever so softly for the butter, and they just kissed down nice and soft. Oh well, we'll take it, but I don't think I could have got it any softer than that, to be honest. I really don't think I could have gotten it any softer than that. Let's look at it from this view. I mean, look, they just touched ever so softly. There's a bit of a fence in the way, but you can see we're looking at the gear here. I mean, it just came down super soft. Anyway, folks, it is what it is. I am very happy with our landing, and I say our because we're a team with this. So as usual, you know, we're gonna ride out to a window view here. Let's see if we can get a little closer, get a little angle here for you guys. All right. So I just want to tell you all, thank you once again for riding along here on the Dre Sanchez YouTube channel. We had a nice landing. It said hard landing, but we watched that replay, and those wheels, they just barely touched down, so we'll take it. But it wasn't for lack of trying to hook it up on the landing. So I hope you guys have a great week. I hope it's a great start to the week, since Sunday technically is the last day of the weekend, first day of the week. God bless everybody. Again, thanks for the support. We're going to keep doing this. I'm enjoying myself. And treat each other kindly. Be patient with your family. Be tenacious and go hard. Play hard and work hard. But work hard first, so then you can play hard. Don't do that in the reverse. And again, as always, we'll see you next time here on the Dre Sanchez channel. We're going to ride out to our taxi stand with this window view here, and to some tunes, and we'll check you guys out next time. One love as always. One love.